Hey yo, it's Brian here. Today, talking about the San Francisco 49ers. Welcome to week 2, position edge, 49ers versus Rams. I'm excited to talk about this. I hope you guys are as well. Well, this is not really my favorite one to talk about every year because there's honestly no Ram fans to talk about when I do this position edge slash predictions. Kind of a bummer. Every other fan base, they're pretty wild on my comment section every year, but the Rams just there's not that many fans. Maybe because it's LA, just not the biggest fan base because they bandwagon to other teams. But hey, 49er faithful, 49er fans, if you're on this, please join in the conversation. It's always fun to talk to you guys, especially you guys, because I am a fellow fan myself. But anyways, if you don't know what this series is where I do a position edge per team, per edge. So let's say who I think has the better quarterback coming into the game, who has the better receiving core, anything like that. This is if I were to pick the teams per position I would bring to a football game on Sunday. This is who I would pick per position per team. I'm excited to talk about this. I hope you guys are excited to hopefully listen to my annoying voice, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you guys are having a great Monday, nothing too crazy for me. Tomorrow will be prediction time where I predict the game, who I believe will win the game. So far, I'm 1-0. I picked the 49ers over the Steelers. Hopefully, the 49ers keep proving me right and keep winning games. That's a lot of fun. I like to look like I'm smart, not dumb. We all have our dumb moments, right? Anyways, I'm about to get this video started, but before I do, per usual, please like and subscribe. Very much appreciative. If you're new, subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, thank you so much for tuning back in. You want to join in the discussion, definitely comment below. I definitely respond to you guys immediately as soon as possible. It's always fun to talk about football, fun to talk about the 49ers, and in this case, the LA Rams. This is going to be a home game for the 49ers in Los Angeles. I was there last year. It was a lot of fun. Too many 49er fans. I couldn't even count how many there were. It was a sea of red. Not surprising at all because there's a huge fan base of 49er faithfuls in the LA area and also the Raiders too. So yeah, let's get this started. 49ers versus Los Angeles Rams position edge. Who would I give the edge to coming into this game? First one, Brock Purdy versus Matthew Stafford. Who would I take for the position edge? This one honestly is kind of the hardest one because you look at Matt Stafford, he has the most experience, but he's also a lot of injury prone dude. Brock Purdy, he's the inexperienced dude, but he's coming in with a lot of hype. So far he's living up to it after this first week. He's coming off a streak with 6 weeks of 2+ touchdowns each of those starts. Very impressive there. Honestly, I'm going to go with the momentum, man. I'm going with Brock Purdy. I go with Stafford any other year, previous years, but I feel like his body is kind of betraying him a little bit. And yeah, he had a nice win against Seattle, but that's only week 1. And I guess you can say it's only week 1 for Purdy, but Purdy so far has been able to sustain it for a longer amount of time ever since last season coming in this season. So I'm going to give the initial edge to Purdy, but if you want to give the Stafford, I don't blame it at all because he can be a really great quarterback. And he's done some great things in his NFL career. I mean, the Rams won the Super Bowl because of him making a trade from Jared Goff to Stafford. It's been a big upgrade for them for the most part. So edge, Purdy, got to go with my man. And hopefully you guys agree. If you don't, then let me know below why you think Stafford is better than Purdy in this situation right now. Next up, the running back position, Christian McCaffrey versus Kyren Williams. He had a great game against Seattle. I think he had 2 touchdowns, which was very impressive of his. This team is very, very young. They have a lot of new guys in the fold. So that's pretty good to go there because the Rams, they bought their way to a Super Bowl. Now a lot of those guys are gone or retired, stuff like that. They have to go with the younger guys, and we'll see if Sean McVay and company can coach them really well. So far, after 1 week, they're doing a pretty good job. But if I could give the initial edge, almost hands down Christian McCaffrey. That guy's just a beast. You see the game against Pittsburgh. He had a touchdown, 55+ yards. This guy could do everything, receive, quarterback if you really want him to quarterback. Williams not taking anything away from him, but McCaffrey's the guy. He's done so many great things for the 49ers for the past almost year now. Yeah, also got Elijah Mitchell, the other guys behind them. I don't know what else to say. McCaffrey's probably the best running back in my eyes in the NFL, not because I'm a 49er fan, but just everything that he does for the 49ers and also for Carolina when he was in Carolina. So edge, McCaffrey, 49ers, that's their specialty through and through. Almost every time I pick the 49ers running backs, no matter what, even if it's Raheem Mostert or Elijah Mitchell, any of those guys, Kyle Shanahan, Bobby Turner, they have these guys coached up really well. They're mostly prepared every single game. So edge, 49ers most of the time. Next up, the wide receiver position, 49ers versus Rams. Who am I going to go with in this case? Honestly, I'll probably go with the 49ers. I know, I'm not going to lie to you guys. There's going to be a lot of 49ers in this one, and I might just pick all the 49ers. That's how good this team is, and so far they're proving my points correctly with their very convincing win over the Steelers. I have to go with the 49ers in this one. And when you have Deebo Samuel and the big man Brandon Ayuk in week 1, you can't go wrong without that at all. You also have Jawan Jennings. He is a great guy on third down. The Rams, they have Van Jefferson. They also have the rookie guy. I forgot his name completely. It kind of blanked out of my head. He had a great game against Seattle, but got to go with the experienced guys. Brandon Ayuk, I think he's going to be on a big motivation year because he's trying to get a nice contract. So far, he's making his case to get paid, whether it's with the 49ers or somebody else, but hopefully the 49ers. He's making his case so far, and I think he's going to have a big game again this week. If not, it's going to be Deebo Samuel. You don't know who's going to have the big game if you're the other team. Is it going to be Deebo? Is it going to be Ayuk? Is it going to be even McCaffrey? And you can add McCaffrey as the icing on the cake for the receiving core because he lines up a lot in the receiver position. Can't go wrong with that at all. So, edge, San Francisco. Next up, the tight end position, George Kittle versus Tyler Higbee. Who am I going to give the edge to? Higbee is a great tight end. He is a dependable guy. He's probably Stafford's only consistent guy that he has for the past year or two now. He's a great guy. He's given us a lot of problems as a tight end, and much respect to him. But I want to give it to my boy Kittle. He didn't really do much in Pittsburgh in that game, but at the same time, he blocks. If he wants to receive, he can receive as well. I mean, most of the time this year, he might not even get that many yards in receiving, but I feel like he will have that one game where he just completely goes off, and they use him a lot in the passing game. But so far, with all the talent that they have around Purdy, you don't really need Kittle that much to receive the ball, but he's an extra asset to the team, and he's still arguably one of the best tight ends in the NFL. Can't go wrong with that at all. So, edge, going to be going with George Kittle and company. Next up, 49ers offensive line versus Rams offensive line. Who am I going to give the initial edge to? I don't know, honestly. The Rams, sometimes they have a lot of ups and downs. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not good, but they've been struggling ever since Andrew Whitworth retired. He's been a big piece in that Super Bowl year. My props to him. 49ers, I'm going to give the edge to them. I think they have a really good O-line. They did a mostly good job against Pittsburgh. Trent Williams and company, they know how to kick ass. I can't say anything else. They're the guys to look forward to in terms of O-lines. You got to have a really, really good D-line, like I guess the Cowboys, if you want to say the Cowboys right now. It's going to be hard to stop them, and I didn't hear their name that much in Pittsburgh's Week 1 victory. They're doing a really good job. I'm going to be sticking with them most of the year, and going to give the edge to San Francisco's offensive line. That's the offense. Now let's go to the defense. First up, let's go to the defensive line. 49ers versus Rams. Who am I going to give it to? I mean, come on. 49ers defensive line, they're one of the best in the NFL. Led by Nick Bosa and company, and he didn't even have the big game coming into the game against Pittsburgh. It was Drake Jackson, the second-year guy. He believe he had 2.5 sacks. Very impressive there. Eric Armstead. Great role players like Kerry Hyder. You got the big free agent man, Javon Hargrave. He got his first sack, so congrats to him. I mean, there's no way to go up against defensive line for the 49ers. They are just amazing. They have a lot of depth. They have a lot of great starters. It all starts with depth. Chris Kurek, the defensive line coach, does a really good job on coaching these guys up. You can't go wrong at all. And Bosa, I hope he has a big game this week. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch him in this one. He played a lot in the first half in the Pittsburgh game, and then they rested him a little bit more, which is really good. I think, honestly, you should low management him just a little bit because I don't think he should be out there 100% of the time. Your D-line is so good that he doesn't have to be there 100% of the time. He could take a little bit of a rest. Much deserved. So, edge, San Francisco. We have one of the best D-lines in the NFL. You can argue other teams like the Cowboys and stuff like that, but I'm going with the 49ers all day, every day. That'll be a fun week matchup in the next few weeks on Sunday Night Football. Next up, 49ers versus Rams. Initial edge, I'm going to give it to the 49ers. Fred Warner, I mean, he's a beast. He was all over the field in Pittsburgh. You also have Dre Greenlaw, a great outside linebacker. You guys know who he is, especially if you're a Rams fan. He's just a great dude. He's been really disciplined this year so far. He hasn't had any unnecessary roughness penalties. That's good to hear. He's not on alert. But Fred Warner, he's probably the best linebacker in the NFL. You can't go wrong with that. I'm giving it to the 49ers. And last up, defensive back, both cornerback and safeties. Who am I going to give the initial edge to? I usually clump them together. A lot of people like to separate them, but since they all have to be in a cohesive unit, I always put them together. initial edge for me, I'm giving it to the 49ers. I know, all 49ers, right? Wow, you are a biased 49er fan. But, hey, I believe the 49ers are just that good. A lot of you guys in San Francisco know. A lot of people outside of both LA and San Francisco know that the 49ers are pretty much legit for the most part, unless they just have a terrible game. But for the most part, they're consistently really good. Defensive backs, Travarius Ward, he got his interception. Really good on his part. A lot of great guys. Defensive backfield for safeties, Hufanga and Gibson. Those guys are awesome. I know what they represent in our backfield. Great guys. All pro Hufanga in his last year in 2022. He had an interception against Pittsburgh, then tossed it back to Tyshawn Gibson in a lateral pass to get more yards. Very smart play. I don't know what else to say. I will say, Ahkello Witherspoon is with the Rams, and do we miss him? I miss him, but the player, I don't know. I don't know, honestly. But yeah, he was with us for the past few years. He's bounced around. He was with Pittsburgh, and I think now he's here in LA, which is pretty cool. I hope he does great here. But hopefully, Purdy and them, if he is the starter, then they just target him all day, because a lot of people took advantage of that when he was in San Francisco a few years ago. Last up, special teams, 49ers versus Rams. I mean, it's not really the biggest deal. It can be a deal breaker, but, you could pick your edge. I'm not going to really pick one in particular, as long as the kickers are good. I think Maher was the kicker for the Rams. He did a pretty good job. Jake Moody surprisingly did a good job. He made all his kicks, extra points, and field goals. Very impressive there. I thought he was going to miss one. I was kind of worried, but he did a really good job. Maybe he can sustain that for the rest of the year. Time will only tell. A lot of you guys are still a little skeptical, but that was a very good start for the 49ers for his rookie career, especially outside of Pittsburgh, outdoors, not indoors. This will be an indoor game at SoFi. I think he'll do a good job there. So you guys can pick your own edge for special teams. But, yep, that's pretty much it. I picked all the 49ers. Does it make sense? I would say yes, because the 49ers are really that good. I keep saying that all video long, but this is a team that's ready to contend for a Super Bowl. They made a lot of big moves. They got Nick Bosa to a big contract. They signed Javon Hargrave to a big monster deal. They started Brock Purdy over Jimmy Garoppolo, Trey Lance. They're committing big time. They're ready to win now. Purdy is on a rookie contract. They want to do it as soon as possible before they have to pay him handsome amount of money to be one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL in a few years. You got to take advantage of the opportunity. The 49ers, they're hungry. They're ready to win. The Rams, I'm pretty sure they're hungry. They want to win too, but I feel like if you're looking at who had the better team based on these position edge, I would say the 49ers big time in almost every facet of football. Does that mean that the 49ers are just going to win the game over the Rams? No, but at the same time, looking at it on paper, I will say I'll take the 49ers team any day of the week if I had to pick a team and start one for a fantasy football, whatever you want to call it, per position. The 49ers all day. That's it, guys. Please let me know what you guys think about position edge. Who would you have per position, per team? I'd like to hear what you guys have to say in the comments below. If you guys like this again, like, subscribe. That's always helpful. And I hope to catch you guys up tomorrow when I predict the game against these two at SoFi Stadium. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Hope you have a great rest of your day, rest of your night. And I'll catch you guys up tomorrow on Tuesday.